Hello guys, welcome back into another video here on my page. Thank you for joining me today. Today I wanted to go over some things that might make learning guitar, I want to go over some things today that might make learning, my God. I wanted to go over today about some things that might make it easier to help you learn the chords on a banjo neck. That's the worst thing in my life when I started doing the banjo, is making my fingers do the chord shapes. Learning the chord shapes on the banjo was just, it took me forever to do that because I never put the time into doing it. And I'm telling you, if you'll take 2 weeks out of your life, I promise you at the end of those 2 weeks, you will be 100 times better on being able to fret a chord on the neck of the banjo. The easiest thing to do, in my opinion, is to start with the easiest chord, which is C. You should be able to figure out how to make a shape without me sitting here telling you. But anyways, that's the C. First and foremost, you pick up and put down, right in the same shape. Just work on that. And then work on slapping your leg and then putting it down. Once you do that, then it's time to move on to another chord. Let's say the D chord, which the full D is putting your ring finger down. But most of the stuff that I do with the D chord, I don't use my ring finger. I just use these three. When you get down further down the neck, that's the shape to make that chord down the neck. When you go to a certain fret, like say the D chord on the 7th fret here is a F. You have to make the full D chord to make that F, right? I ain't worried about that right now. So we're just gonna go with this, which is a D up here. Same thing with that. Slap your leg, put it back where it goes. Slap your leg, put it back where it goes. And get to where you can do that. And the same with the F, where you can put the chord shape down without, look at that. Put the chord shape down without, you know, thinking about it. One of the exercises I love doing, and my teacher taught me, one of the first things that they taught me when I done this was, it was a strumming technique. I'll make it easy. We're gonna say E. I mean an E minor, I'm sorry. That's an E minor. And then a C is just putting the finger down. And then an F. Okay? So what you do, you start off with E and you strum it 4 times. Let's go to the C 4 times. I can't even do it. Look at that bullshit. Are you kidding me? So what you do is each time you strum it 4 times, go through them all. You strum it 3 times, go through them all. Strum it 2 times, go through them all, and then strum it once and go through them all. And you can pick whatever chords you've learned, the shapes of them, and do that with. If you spend the time 2 weeks, I'm telling you, if you spend 2 weeks, just concentrate 2 weeks. Just concentrate 2 weeks of your life, not learning songs, roll patterns, nothing besides making your chord shapes and strumming on them. If you'll do that for 2 weeks, I promise you at the end of that 2 weeks, you will be 100 times better. You should be able to not even think about getting chord shapes in. The F chord, for so long, I wouldn't do it because I couldn't do the F chord. Kind of done workarounds and stuff, you know, of not having to worry about the F chord. Just like the D chord, the F chord all the way down the neck is, you know, down at the 5th fret is a G, 7th fret is an A, 9th fret, B. You can use the D shape and the F shape all down the neck. So those 2 shapes you really, really want to get ingrained in your hand to where you can just boom, go to them down here somewhere. Later on, I don't recommend doing it right now as you're trying to learn, but later on, you know, you want to learn your fretboard up and down, all the shapes up and down to where you know you can go to an A chord right there, or G chord, or C chord. I know that. Anyways, guys, I don't know if any of that made sense to you. If it did and it helps, man, I'm so happy that it does. That helped me a lot, smacking my leg and getting the chord shape first. And then once I got to where I could do that on all, mainly the C, F, and D, because those, to me, were the hardest ones. The F is the hardest one. F, and F chord. The F chord was the hardest one for me to get. And what I done is I got in the habit of placing my pinky finger down first, and I still do it sometimes. I'm still fighting that urge, but I would put my pinky finger down to find it, and then be able to lay these other 3 down. Instead of doing it all at once, as one you know, one unit, which is what you want to do. All right, guys, I've spent about 3.5 hours this morning on some claw hammer stuff on my claw hammer banjo, practicing it. I'm getting really excited about some videos coming up here in the next couple of weeks on the claw hammer banjo. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and we will see you next week. Keep on picking.